Hi everybody, how's it going? I sound very enthusiastic, don't I? Guess I don't sound very thrilled or excited or enthusiastic because I just don't feel like that. I don't feel enthused. I feel depressed. This life, feels like it's not like a living, it feels like it's an existing. Does that make any sense? I feel like I'm not living, I feel like I'm existing. Okay. I can't think of what to talk about now. Just sitting here at home, waiting for the mailman to come. My son's just expecting a package. Something. Probably something to fix his computer with or something like that. Some little thing. He said it wasn't much of nothing. And I can't think of what to talk about now. I want to make these videos about my life. Well, I'll tell you about this movie I watched. It was really interesting. Let me see. I gotta go to Netflix. Guess I can't remember the name of the movie. Let me see. Okay, it's gonna take me a few seconds here. Okay. Oh, the movie was called excuse me. Living is Easy with Eyes Closed. Okay, how you doing, Justin? I'm making a video. It says on Netflix here. It says school teacher and Beatles fan Antonio. Okay, it was about this Beatles fan and he wanted to meet John Lennon. And in the movie he actually did get to meet John Lennon for a few minutes. He got to go inside this little trailer and talk to John Lennon for a while. Visit with him for a while. It was an okay movie. It was a little bit on the slow side of things. I don't like, don't like slow movies. Sure you don't either. It wasn't super fast paced, but it was okay. It wasn't, I wouldn't call it a great movie. It was an okay movie. I mean, it wasn't super dull. I mean, it was pretty good, I guess. I started watching it because anything about the Beatles, I'm a big Beatles fan myself, especially John Lennon. I just love John Lennon. Oh well, don't want to think about that. It's too sad. I can't think of what to talk. I should have planned this out before I started the video. Anyways, my other video is talking about, well, I've been very disappointed with the way my life has gone. I feel disappointed. Kind of adds to my sense of frustration and my feelings of depression and unhappiness. I don't like the city I'm living in that I moved to. Me and my son moved to last year. I think it was July 1, and it was a very difficult move too. And when you're trying to relocate on very little money, I tell you, it's really hard, and we've tried it. We've done it several times, and it's like a great big giant feeling of homelessness, and you worry about you have to stay in like kind of a low-cost weekly motel room, you know. And around this area, we couldn't find a very cheap weekly motel. We got this one really cheap place, and it was like 100 and with the deposit, it was probably $200 a week, and it was a terrible experience. We went to the room, and it was like it was flooded. Everything was wet. A lot of trouble with those people, so we didn't stay there, and we stayed there maybe a week, and because they wouldn't give us our refund, and then we found another motel, and it was like $210 a week, and still way more than we could afford. I mean, if you only have $1,000, or I don't know what we had, but you know, if your income isn't even enough to stay 1 month in a motel at $210 a week, you can't stay in a motel for a whole month, you know. We had to sell some stuff because the income being too low for a whole month in a motel, and luckily we had some stuff we could sell, you know, a few things or so we could sell. It was a very difficult move, and the thing is, we just didn't make a good choice, and I hate to say I'm on that program, the housing assistance program, but you know, it's embarrassing to say that. And it's kind of, I don't know if I should even be saying that on a video like this. Anyone could be watching this video. I'm losing my train of thought. But the difficulty in moving here, this place just wasn't worth it, you know. And the entire time we've been here, like 10 months maybe, 9, 10 months, I lost count. I don't know, I'd have to count the months. It's not been worth it. I mean, me and my son, we really have not really liked it here at all. And we had trouble finding an apartment, you know. We had trouble finding an apartment because we really dumb about looking for an apartment, especially me. Really dumb. I didn't figure out the best way to look for an apartment until, you know, it was almost too late to figure out the best way is to look in the local newspaper, in the classified ads in the local newspaper. That's what you need to do. That's the best way. Forget all these internet sites. Well, I mean, maybe I should say that. Go ahead and look on the internet, but to look on the internet for an apartment is so overwhelming to me. I'll look for a minute or so, and I just give it up because it's like too overwhelming. The best thing to do is look in the local newspaper for the city you're in, and the classified ad section. Hey Justin, how's it going? You want to be in the movie? Want to be recorded on video? You getting your tool set? Okay, a little miniature tool set. Okay. Where was I at? My concentration isn't good. At least part of my problem is nutrition. Don't get nearly enough nutrients. I bet all these people all over the place are very hard to get, like even a quarter of the nutrients you're supposed to have per day. I mean, I should say 1/2. I don't know, a certain percentage of the nutrients you're supposed to have on a day-to-day basis. You know, excuse me. And I know that's probably one reason I feel so bad is not getting enough nutrients and vitamins. But that's just not all there is to it. I stay in the city. Wish I had money. Wish I could leave this very minute out of here. And just get out of here on Greyhound. Find a good home for the sweet baby kitty. Hopefully a good home. Oh gosh, if I'm to move out of here, I have to find this kitty a home. Why? It's such a big worry. You know, there's too many bad people out there. Hopefully we'll find her a good and loving home, you know. Someone who is responsible, who will feed her good food and water daily and give her lots of love and lots of pets and hold her a lot. And, you know, she's a real happy cat here with us. Sure hope I can find her a family where she could still be a happy cat for as long as she lives. I mean, for a full cat's life. Anyways, we found this old house to rent, and it wasn't in a good location either, and it was on the bad side of town, or at least a lot of people call it the bad side of town. And well, what they mean by that is they mean it's this side of Louisville where lots of black people live at. But you know, most of these black people, African American people, they're pretty nice people, most of them. We run into a few that were super prejudiced. Hopefully it's just a few and not a lot that are prejudiced, you know, against white people. And on our street, most of these people are pretty nice, except for we have some neighbors that live like kitty corner from us, and we had some problems with them right off the bat the first day we were here. Shouldn't have borrowed this old, not even worth $5 fan from them. Shouldn't have, because they give us problems over it. We're a little stupid, junky fan, you know. Well, didn't become friends with them, I'll tell you that much. And they are party people. They party a lot. But, you know, things ain't been too bad. This is a quiet little street, except for them partying. And most of these people in this area, they're really friendly. We're one of the few, it's not very many white people that live around here. But these black folks, they will sit outside their house in the summertime, and you pass by, and now some of them will wave to you right away, and I found I needed to wave first before they would wave. Not in every case, but you know, there's been some good things about living here in Louisville, but the looks of the place, it's kind of bleak looking. Some of these neighborhoods, those very bleak. In the street I'm on, these little houses around here, they're just like houses in my hometown. They look just like the houses in my hometown, I tell you. And the terrain of this place, it looks just like Illinois. It looks just like it, except for like the hills. Now, Kentucky has some really beautiful hills, you know, and very green, a lot of forest, and beautiful hills. That is one good point. But I still, I want something, I'd like to go out west. I would love to go out west. Me and my son have been dreaming for some years of going out west. And one reason why I really feel miserable is because I had 2 opportunities. I could have gone. I had enough money 2 times. Could have gone out west. Could have gone anywhere in the United States. I messed up both times. Both times I could have went. Somehow I screwed up. So for 8 long years, 8 years ago when I had my chance, I messed up. Been crying over spilt milk ever since. It doesn't do any good to cry over spilt milk. Take my advice. I don't use it. Yeah. But made a lot of relocation mistakes, and then I ended up, well, my sister wanted me to go back to live closer to home, which I did, and then, nothing was the way I thought it would be when I did that. I went back to square one, the small town that I kind of grew to hate it. I grew very, very sick of it. But that small town has some good points because I knew lots of people there. I mean, well, I had a lot of acquaintances, not very many friends, but I could hardly go anywhere without seeing someone I had known before. That's a big positive with having lived in a city for like 30 years, or a big positive for if you were to stay in your hometown. You have people that you know, friends that you've gone to school with, and sometimes I think, was that the worst mistake in my life, leaving my hometown? I could say yes if it wasn't for my 2 boys, but I left and I had my 2 boys, so I can't say that. For I would not have had my 2 boys if I would have stayed in my hometown, you see. But what I probably should have done was, after they were like, when my boys were still young, I should have went back to my hometown, but at the time I still thought I hated it there. I never liked a small city. I still don't like small cities. I always had this dream of living in a great, big, exciting city, like New York City. Maybe not New York City. That's a bit too big for me and too scary. The thought of New York City is a scary thing. I don't know. Probably lots of bad people there. And too scary for me. I don't think I'd want to go there. I don't even know if I'd want to go there for a visit. But to live right smack in the downtown of like a really big, exciting city, I think it would be really neat. Even if it wasn't for a really long time, it'd be a neat experience, I think. I would like that. I would like to live in a downtown, in a big, exciting city like San Francisco, or maybe not San Francisco, but like, I don't know, Salt Lake City, Utah, or maybe someplace by Atlanta, Georgia. I don't know if I'd want to live right inside Atlanta, Georgia or not. I heard there's lots of pollution. That's another problem with big cities. There'd be so much pollution. Air pollution, water pollution. Oh man. I'm gonna get you all depressed now. But I really don't know where to move to. Oh yeah. Me and my son thought about going to Portland, Oregon a whole lot. Portland, Oregon. They live right smack downtown Portland, Oregon. I think that'd be awesome. But I heard it costs a lot of money to live out there. Or, you know what city I wouldn't mind? Maybe Charlotte, North Carolina, because we had tried to move there at one time, and we were in a motel for a month, and well, I'm on a stupid Section 8 program. But I'm very embarrassed to say I'm on that program. Ashamed. Look at all you people who might be people watching this video that did set against welfare people. Look, that's just the way things ended up for me. I wouldn't have wanted this life. In fact, sometimes I think I wish I would have been born somebody totally different than myself, and someone with a really awesome life, and nothing ever bad happened to them, and they had lived a really awesome life their entire life, and they had lots of money and everything they needed, and really lots of friends and family, and a really big awesome life, you know. Sometimes I wish that. But you gotta be careful for what you wish for, you see. Look, I was born me, and here's the thing: you might not even like yourself. I'm not sure if I even like myself. Sometimes I think I loathe myself, but it could be a lot worse. It could be a lot worse looking. You know, things could be a lot worse than they've been for me. So I'm thankful for that they haven't been worse. I lost track of thought again. What was I talking about? Me and my son, we're starting to get the homeless feeling, because I think I got 2, maybe. I might just have 2 more months here. And I tell you, I can't wait to get out of here, but I have to either find another place to rent. I don't want to stay in this old dumpy house in this, well, this part of town. I guess it ain't too bad, but I want to be, if I have to stay in Louisville, I want to be a different part of town, and we do, anyways, me and my son. I want to live in a much more convenient location. For this location we've lived in for 10 months, it sort of sucks. Sucks big time. We don't have a car. You have to have a car to live here. Excuse me. That's embarrassing. Need to have a car, because when we catch the city bus, we walk several blocks to catch the city bus. I don't mind walking, but by the time I walk there and I go somewhere on the bus and I walk back, I'm wiped out. My energy is wiped out for the day, and with lack of good nutrition, and my days are kind of short, you see. And I just gotta like lay down as soon as I get back home a lot of times, because I'm so wiped out and so no energy. So almost like no energy left at all, or no energy left at all. I can't explain myself very well. So let me see. So I have to get an apartment if we end up staying in the city, which I don't like the city. Don't like it. Don't like the looks of it. Don't like it. It's this big mass of city, zillions of people. And this downtown is like lame downtown. Downtown's like boring. There's not much to it. It's only got like a few really big buildings. It's a very non-exciting downtown for such a huge city. I'd known that. If I'd only known that, I'd never try to move here. I would have never moved here. Me and my son. We would have never moved here, you see. And, but if you don't have much income and you want to move, you can't go there and look. You can't travel there and look to see what it looks like before you decide to move. You just have to go there. You have to just go there, you see. And by the time you're there, and on this program I'm on, this messed up program, Section 8 program, messed up. It caused me and my son lots of trouble. Because when we were in Charlotte, we actually wanted to stay there. Couldn't get a hold of that Section 8 lady. She said she'd send the voucher there. Guess what? It was impossible to get a hold of her. She did not want to send that voucher there, and she did not send it there. And we ended up, my son almost had a nervous breakdown after staying in the motel all month. And we had to go back to the little town of Bristol. Go back to Bristol. And I asked her, I go, why couldn't you answer any of my emails? You said you would. You said you'd send the voucher. And she acted like it wasn't her responsibility because she had not heard from me. It's like she knew we were out there. She knew that we were making the move attempt. And she just didn't care. The entire office, they just didn't care. They left us out in the cold and they just didn't care. And they just forgot about us. Out of sight, out of mind, see. And she goes, I didn't get any of your emails. Well, apparently they got lost somehow. She claimed they got lost. And I asked her, well, you didn't look in your junk folder? And she goes, I don't got a junk folder. Or some lame excuse. Very inept person. Very inept worker I had. And not caring, because if I would have been that worker, I can't imagine doing that to some people. I can't imagine not caring about some people who are trying to relocate, especially when you know they don't have hardly any money to relocate on. You know they need that housing voucher to find a place to live. I can't stand that woman. That was 8 years ago, but I think I still hate her guts to this day. I know I shouldn't hate somebody, but sometimes you just can't help it. Hate doesn't mean you're going to hurt them. You're not going to hurt nobody. Never hurt anybody. Never going to hurt anybody. Okay? Got that? Okay. So we couldn't stay in Charlotte because of that one. Because we didn't have the assistance with us. And because of that, I ended up going back to Illinois. I ended up going back to square one, which it was so depressing. And then I didn't get what I bargained for because of my family. I didn't get what I was supposed to have gotten. And that's another really long, huge story. Oh well, I guess I'll end this video for now. I think this video is very long, so I'm going to split it up into different videos. Okay, see you later. Have a nice day. Bye. Have a nice life.